This review is of Wellray laser distance meter. It is model number, where's that thing? J1N3A. Manufacturer Hainan Zhangao Electronic Company, Technology Company Limited, sorry. And the specs, display size 1.4 inches, measurement range 50 meters or 164 feet. Accuracy plus or minus 3 millimeters plus 1 or minus an eighth of an inch. Laser type 650 nanometer, less than 1 milliwatt. Battery model, two AAAs. Working temperature 0 to 40 degrees Celsius. So you can't use this in the cold, which is ironic, you know, it's a laser. And it is compliant with CE, FCC, and ROHS, and it is not recyclable according to the Tri-Man symbol there that's crossed out. Made in China, obviously. Okay. So here's the actual product. Putting this thing on is a pain in the butt. You see, instead of making a nice clean channel through here that just kind of, you just push it through very easily, there is actually like a hole or a dead end or something in there in one or two places. So you actually have to take a paper clip, mangle the end so it's a curve, and push it through. It was such a pain. I tried doing different things, like trying to pull it through with a paper clip or a sim tray opener and things like that, and nothing would work. So yeah, not great. And this is where the batteries go. It is a little bit weird how you get this open, and I can't really I had a hard time opening it, period, and trying to do it with one hand is just not going to work. So yeah, I can't show you, I'm sorry. But basically, you want to, oh, I almost got it there. You want to try to get under this thing here. This is what holds it in place. It'll release from this end, and then you can pull it away from this end. And you can also attach this to a tripod of some sort so that you can have it be whatever level you need it to be, or angle or whatever, but make sure you have a level that's attached somehow, or it's not going to be level. There are two buttons. There is this button here, and this button is used for turning it on. It is also used for taking the measurements, and then this button over here is for changing the mode. So for example, if you would like to do, I don't know about you, but I'm having trouble seeing anything on this video screen here. So right now, if you look at the top left corner, you can see that it indicates that it will measure from the back end of the device to wherever you're pointing to. You can change that by going into the modes. Let me see if I can get to that. This is actually for setting it up as 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, or 3 dimensions. Then long press gets you to here. Oops. And those are the other options, sound and measurements. And then you can change between the front, measure from the front, and measure from the back. This is very convenient because if you want to measure from wall to wall, you set it like that, and it will measure from wall to wall. If you want to measure from the front of your thing, then you switch it to that. And then this allows you to change between the units. So there's feet and inches, just feet, meters, inches, and then there's back to that one. And you can turn the sound on or off. I'll turn it off. And then you can start taking measurements. So let me just measure from the front of this device to the wall. I can get that to work. I always forget, since this is new, how I actually get it to go to the function I need it to do. And that's annoying. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't know why they were so stingy that they only have 2 buttons and they didn't bother to label them. Although, ironically, according to the instructions, the buttons are labeled. Yeah, Okay, Wellray, get your heads out of your butts. But this is very handy. I've used this to measure. Now you can see, there it is right there. And I don't know why it's not. It was so easy yesterday. You can see it over there. And it has given us measurements. I don't know if you can see those. Oh wow, that's really hard to. Okay, so I went a little bit crazy on clicking. So it's given us 3 measurements there. The first one was to the wall behind me now, next to my computer. The other 2, as you can see, there's a little bit of difference, and that was because you have to keep it steady. Very steady, and that's why you want to have it planted against a wall, or you want to have it on a tripod. But yeah, so if you change the mode to, say, 2-dimensional, and then you start doing this, it'll get the first dimension. I'm going to do that right now. So now it's got the first dimension there. And now I'm going to come over here, and I really would like to have changed this to the back. And we're going to go from the wall to over there. And I can't even tell where I'm aiming right now. There it is. So now we've got 2 measurements, if I can get it to focus on that. Man, there we go. So the bottom number is the square feet of this room. 112.39. Obviously that's not correct because I measured to there, but I didn't measure that area correctly. So I haven't actually done a correct measurement. I'm just showing you what you can do. So yeah, and you can do 3 directions too. So you can do X, you can do XY, and you can do XYZ. And you can, again, you can do it from the back of the device, or you can do it from the front of the device. I usually have it set to do it from the back of the device. And now that is all there is to this. So it's lightweight. It'll fit in your pocket easily. It has the strap once you can actually get it connected, so you can keep it around your wrist so you don't drop it, because it is not made ergonomically so that it'll stay safely in your hand. It doesn't have rubber, so I would suggest if you can find a rubber grip for it, that'll help make it less slippery. That would be a great idea. Maybe you can buy some of those sweat stickers for mouses, I mean, that you can put on here to help provide extra grip, or something for the bottom of a bathtub or something like that. But otherwise, you know, it's minimalist, obviously, but it does what I need it to do, and it's a lot more convenient if you are alone and you have to go around measuring long distances alone with a 50-foot measuring tape, for example. It's really annoying to have to do that. So doing it alone with this is so super simple, unless you have nothing to point at. And that's when you would need to either have something that you can plant in the dirt, that like a sign, and then you can measure from wherever you want to stand to that sign. So yeah, but it's a good product, a bit more basic than I would prefer, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day.
I need to ask for your help. Things have been challenging. Whose life hasn't been challenging lately? So if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications, that would be really, really super. Also, if you'd like to help me financially and you can't afford to, you can do a super thanks on my Glenn's Fast Reviews channel, or you can become a member there. Or if you prefer, you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII and become a member there instead. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Bleeping Computer for their support of my channel. If you need resources for computers, for getting rid of malware and learning about cybersecurity and stuff, Bleeping Computer, BLEEPING computer.com is a great resource. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.